Welcome dear students. In this video, I will discuss vector in 3D space. Because in solving engineering mechanics problems, you will encounter problems in which you have to deal with the three-dimensional objects or bodies. So you should be well aware about how to express force vector, displacement vectors in 3D space. Now let us see how we can express the vectors in 3D space. Suppose this is your vector f, and these are the axes x, y and z, and suppose this vector has its origin at this vector is starting from the origin O, and these angles, so it is inclined with angle theta y to y axis, and this plane in which we are having the vector OBAC. So this plane is inclined with the x-axis by an angle phi. Now first thing we can do is to resolve the components of this vector in this y direction and this horizontal direction. So for resolving in the y direction, it is very simple because you know this angle. Then this fy will be simply f cos theta y. Okay. And in horizontal direction, we can resolve similarly. fh is equal to f sine theta y. This is the same as we are doing in 2D. So we are resolving the vector in this plane OBAC. So fy will be f cos theta y and fh will be f sine theta y. Now the next step is to resolve this fh into x and z components, because in y we have already resolved. Now this angle we know phi from here, so this fx will be fh cos phi. So fx is equal to fh cos phi, and fh you can replace from here, that is f sine theta y. So then your fx will be f sine theta y cos phi. Similarly, you can resolve this fh into z direction, that is fh sine phi. So fz will be fh sine phi, and once again we can replace fh as f sine theta. So f sine theta pi sine phi. So now your all the three components are resolved. fy is f cos theta phi, fx is f sine theta phi cos phi, and fz is f sine theta y sine phi. So if you know the angles and the vector, then you can resolve the vector in 3D in x, y, z direction. Okay. Now let us move further. Now suppose you know the direction cosines. So this vector f, so it is inclined with the angle theta x from x-axis, then angle theta y from y-axis, and angle theta z with z-axis. So we know all the three angles of this vector. Okay. So now we can easily resolve into the component. Fx will be f cos theta x, fy will be f cos theta y, and fz will be f cos theta z. And also we can write like this: f is equal to fxi plus fyj plus fzk, in the form of unit vectors, which we have learned in the previous video. So where I is the unit vector in x direction, and j is the unit vector in y direction, and k is the unit vector in z direction. Now we can replace fx, fy and fz by these three expressions, and you can take f common. Then your f will be equals to, vector f will be equal to f cos theta xi plus cos theta yj plus cos theta zk. So this is also written like this delta, sorry, lambda. You can also write this term which is in this bracket as lambda, where lambda is cos theta xi plus cos theta yj plus cos theta zk. So if you know the angles from all the three axes, then what you do, you can simply calculate delta, and you can write f as f into lambda. Okay, so this is how we can express if we know direction cosines. And this lambda, it is a unit vector along the line of action of f. Okay, so lambda is also a unit vector like this I, j and k, because this I is having the unit magnitude, j is having the unit magnitude, k is having the unit magnitude. So in the same way, this lambda is also a unit vector, but its direction is the line of action of f. Okay, and these cos theta x, cos theta y and cos theta z, they are the direction cosines for f. So you will understand it more clearly when we will be solving some problems. Okay, let us move. Now sometimes it is possible that the vector is not given from the origin. Okay, so your origin is here and your vector is here, and you know the coordinate of your vector. So its initial point is known to you, which is m, x1, y1, z1 are the coordinates of this initial point, and you know the final point, this. So the coordinates of this final points is x2, y2, z2. So this is the line of action mn, and in this line this force F is applied. So now what you can do, you can calculate the distance, sorry, displacement in x direction. So simply subtract x2 by x1. Then similarly in y direction and z direction. Then this vector joining mn, this vector will be equals to dx I, dyj and dzk. Okay, and we can also express in the form of lambda. So f of will be equals to f into lambda in the same way as we have seen in the previous slide. That is, you can express any vector f is equal to by its magnitude into the by multiplication of by a unit vector in the same direction. So we have done the same thing here. Now you can calculate lambda by this equation. So lambda will be equal to dxi plus dyj plus dzk by d. And these components fx will be f dx by d, f dy by d, and fz will be f dz by z. So this is how you can express when Your vector is not originating from the origin. So whenever you are solving the problems, not always your vector originates from origin. Sometimes it is originating from origin and sometimes it has some coordinates. So whenever you are solving the 3D problems, you can use these equations to represent your vector. So this is all for today's video. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.